It's still snowing. Happy birthday to me! Hey there! Hope everybody's fine. If you hear some weird noises, it's because my furnace is on, so it might just, turn on again. I am sitting in my rocking chair, so if I'm going in and out of focus occasionally, that's why. My birthday just passed on the 20th of January. I am 55. I'm okay with that. Turning 50 was not difficult for me. Turning 40 was, but that's a whole nother issue. I was in a bad situation then. But 50 was nothing. 55 is nothing. It is what it is. I have bigger fishes to fry. Fishes. Yeah. Not fish, but fishes. I said it. What's new? Not too much. Recently joined yet another singing group from my church. I was kind of volunteered, or voluntoed. An older man named Dick kind of volunteered me. He's kind of hard to turn down because he has prostate cancer, and he's dealing with it through various treatments and that kind of thing. And first of all, it's church, and second of all, it's a man who is struggling with health issues that I can't even imagine. Yes, I have health issues, but I don't have cancer, So how do you say no to that, right? And they needed a tenor, which, well, I'm a contralto, I guess it's called, so it's a female tenor, basically. So I thought, what the hell? I'm not working, so I might as well volunteer my time. I mean, I can't afford to give the church a lot of funds, so the least I could do is give them my time, which is fine. Other than that, I see another neurologist on Monday, and they wanted me to bring the disc of my MRI in, which is fine, but I guarantee you she's going to ask for another one because it's been April when I had it. That's when they discovered brain lesions, which they thought were not a big deal, but, it must be a contributing factor to something, you would think, I have my tea here. What else? Not too much. I wasn't very well after Christmas and after New Year's. Well, basically the whole time. Mostly just general health issues. But I'm feeling pretty good the last couple of days. Actually, this week hasn't been too bad. It has been crazy cold here, as it has been through most of the northern United States and the southern southern provinces. The Arctic vortex, they're calling Arctic vortex. Hello. So it's been nuts. I've never seen it. Actually, I don't even recall it being this cold when I was a kid. I know that we had colder weather back in the day. I know for a fact that there's such a thing as climate change, because having my birthday in January, for instance, I recall years where there was no birthday party because we were in the middle of a blizzard. And I'm in a southern Ontario city, and I remember it being frozen solid from October right through till March. So it hasn't been that way in recent years. It hasn't been that way in about 20, 30 years. So, but this weather that we're having now, it was never that cold. Like, this is crazy. I mean, I think it's gone down, well, for those of you that are still in Fahrenheit, it's gone down as low as minus 15, minus 16 Fahrenheit. That's pretty crazy, So, yeah. So, it's very cold. Apparently, it's supposed to warm up tomorrow and the next day, so over the weekend. Warm being, 0 or 1 degrees Fahrenheit. So, that's still a lot warmer than it is right now. I was thinking about more retail stories. My favorite one And it wasn't really a stupid thing. It was more of a female empowering thing. I worked at a store that was divided. It was like two stores that they put into one, and they kind of made an opening in between, like an archway. And then one side of the store handled hobbies that were generally more male-oriented, like model trains and model cars and that kind of thing. And then the other side, the side that I worked on, handled sort of craft supplies and fine art supplies, which was basically why I was hired, because I'm a painter. I'm a sculptor, and that kind of thing. So I was quite knowledgeable in those products. And a gentleman came in, and it was really funny because he came over to me, and he wanted to buy art supplies. And I started to say, okay, what would you like? And he said, I'd really like to speak to a man. And he specifically said, a man. And I went, okay. Knowing full well that the gentlemen that work on the other side had no knowledge whatsoever of fine art supplies. None. I knew they didn't. They weren't into it. So I escorted him, marched him over to the other side, and specifically said to one of the guys, this gentleman would like to speak to a male sales representative, a male salesperson. And I said, okay. Then I went back over to my side and I waited. And less than 5 minutes later, here they come, marching all the way back to my side to me. And one of my male counterparts said, this lady can help you with the art supplies. None of us really know much, And the guy looked so embarrassed and so humbled and everything else. And I just remember feeling so shocked, because it was very rare in my life that I ever got, at least as an adult anyways, and I don't think I would have recognized it as a child, but at least as an adult, it was very rare for me to ever see an example, personal example of sexism, or whatever, sexist comments or whatever. And that was the first time that it was so blatant. This guy just definitely wanted to deal with a man, and I don't really know what his reasoning was, whether he thought women didn't know anything, or he was just more comfortable working with men than women. Maybe he was afraid of women. I don't know. Regardless, your knowledge should not be based on your gender whatsoever, regardless of your issues. If you want to know stuff, and find out from the person who knows it, regardless of what sex they are, But it was a pretty interesting moment. And hopefully it was a learning moment for him. I'd like to think so. Anyways, other than everything being cold and me feeding the birds and taking care of the animals, who are all sleeping right now, because it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and both cats and rats are crepuscular, basically. They're more active during dawn and dusk. So, not much else is going on. My mother's doing well, all things considered. She did have a cancerous spot, or not cancerous yet, a spot of dysplasia or enlarged cells on her forehead. It could have been skin cancer, and she had that removed. Like, she needed that on top of everything else, but anyway, she had that removed, and she's okay now. So I'll let you know what the new neurologist has to say. I would really like to find out the mystery of the dizziness and the passing out. That would be fun to find out what's going on there.